Everybody, how's it going today? Ian back here with you, Entertainment Examiner. Hey, today I'm going to be reviewing the new movie, The Post. This is an excellent movie, one of the best movies to come out of 2017. It stars Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks and directed by Steven Spielberg. This is the true story of the Pentagon Papers. They were published in the Washington Post against the Nixon administration's once, and it became a huge story back in the early 1960s during the Vietnam War. Tom Hanks plays Ben Bradley, the editor of the Washington Post, and he gives another great performance here. He is determined to get a story out that the New York Times does not have. He's trying to find sources and all kinds of information that the Times, because they just got this big story, so Bradley wants a big story as well. We also meet Katharine Graham, played by Meryl Streep, in another fantastic performance. Streep plays Graham with a very subdued quality, because most of Streep's performances are usually kind of not high-strung, but they're very larger than life characters. I really enjoyed Streep's performance here, and I thought she did a really great job at a more laid-back approach to a role of a very important person. Hanks was fantastic as Bradley. I think he really embodied this character. He really had the kind of the hard-nosed journalism flavor to it, and he just really brought all he could out into this role, and it was a really good performance again by Hanks. And of course, this whole movie is centered around the Pentagon Papers, and that is concentrated on Matthew Rhys's character of Daniel Ellsberg, who was the person who stole the classified documents and copied them, and then sent them out to various sources. This is such a great film. I thoroughly enjoyed The Post very much. I thought it was a very gripping film. It took a while to get going, but once it did, I think that it really took off. And one of my favorite scenes was when Bob Odenkirk's character, who works at the paper, has to go meet with Ellsberg and collect all these classified documents, but the documents don't have any page numbers on them, so they have boxes of these documents, and Ben Bradley and his team have to go through and try to piece just stacks of documents together that are not in order at all, in order to make a deadline that Katharine Graham has to determine or not whether they will all go to prison based on the source that gave them the information and the Nixon administration's unwillingness to support the media in this time, because they've already told the New York Times that they weren't allowed to publish any more articles. Steven Spielberg made this movie in a very short period of time. The movie is very, very relevant to today's politics and how the media as a whole is viewed by the current administration. I think it's a great movie about the First Amendment and a great movie about the freedom of the press. I don't think it's preachy at all. I think Spielberg tells the story very well, and I think it's also done well because it's co-written by Josh Singer, who wrote the Best Picture winner, the excellent movie Spotlight, which, if you remember, was also about investigative journalism. Again, praising Hanks and Streep here. I mean, you really don't have to say anything more about them. I will get on my soapbox a little bit again, that I hope Tom Hanks does get an Oscar nomination for this. I'm not sure if he will. I'm not sure why the Academy stopped nominating Tom Hanks when he's been turning in great performance after great performance the past 3 or 4 movies he's been in. Captain Phillips was a huge disgrace. He wasn't nominated for that. And then Bridge of Spies and even Sully last year. and again with The Post this year. I mean, and Meryl Streep, of course, she already has 20 Oscar nominations, so I don't need to say any more, but I really thought she did another terrific job here. The supporting cast is a who's who of great actors. Matthew Rhys, Bob Odenkirk, Sarah Paulson. It's just Tracy Letts, Bradley Whitford. It's a fantastic group of actors that Spielberg got to be in this movie. Overall, I thought The Post was excellent. I'm giving it a 4-star. I'm going to go ahead and give it an A rating. I think it may not be getting as much buzz because it came out on Christmas Day in select cities, so your New York and LA markets. As of January 12th, it has expanded wide. So I hope that this movie does great at the box office, because it's been doing great in these smaller markets as it's been building up to this wide release. So I think it definitely deserves to do a great business. So go see The Post in theaters now. It's a fantastic movie. Tom Hanks, Meryl Streep, great cast. Steven Spielberg, I mean, there's your pedigree right there. So I really highly recommend this movie if you like movies about history or journalism or First Amendment rights or any of these great actors or great director involved. So that's all I got for this review for this week. Go see The Post in theaters now. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.